Looks like we're live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Let me get Instagram squared away here. I never figure out how to get Instagram live. There it is. Rusty. Hi. There we are. Welcome. Susan's checking in first. Good evening to you from California. Very cool. Alaska, Hawaii, wherever. Teresa's here. Karen's here. Jan, good evening to you. Thank you for your note this afternoon. Susan, I agree. Carrie checking in on YouTube. Good evening. Chief, Anna's over here on Instagram. Good evening to you. Megan checking from Arkansas. Good evening. Therese from Chicago. Very, very, very cool. Karen, yeah, I know. Karen checking in from Long Island. Roxanne checking in from Illinois. Good evening to you. Let's see who else is checking in. Mandy, good evening to you. Donna's here. Man, all kinds of fun. Florence, Kentucky. Alicia, good evening. Jan says hello. Mississippi, Corey checks in. Good evening to you. Brenda says, hello from Cincy. Just got back from vacation. We'll weigh in tomorrow. Oh boy. You weigh the same whether you hop on the scale or not. So just get on and do it. Cleveland's in the house. Good evening to you. Let's see. Scroll. I missed a couple. Karen checking in from Atlanta. Good evening to you. Is it Platteville, Wisconsin? Checking in. TJ, good evening. Atlanta, Karen's checking in. Got you. Corey from Connecticut. Good evening. Glenda from Salt Lake City. Good evening to you. How you been? Been a while. Glenda joined us on the Denver tour, so that was kind of fun. Anne from South Haven, good evening to you. Hopefully the sunset is gorgeous. You deserve every bit of that. Determined Jessica, good evening to you. Judy out of Kansas, good evening. Megan out of Illinois, good evening. Terry from Vero Beach, Colorado Springs. Pam was here. Yeah, that's always fun. Pam drove over from Colorado Springs. It's funny. Every time we do, when I do an international tour run, and I'm glad of this, but it always catches me off guard. I kind of expect that the folks come from the local area, but no, some of you drive for a couple hours, which is super duper cool. And I hope you had a great time. I had a great time. It was such a fun trip out in Denver. So good evening, Pam. Let's see. I mean, Facebook is just not. They must have changed something because I can't scroll like I used to. Mandy, good to see you as well. Lee is here. Let's see, Heather from Philadelphia. Good evening. We're coming up to Philadelphia in just a couple weeks. I owe you an email as to what we're doing in Philly. I'm still trying to figure it out, to be honest with you. So we will be there. That's not the issue. It's just a matter of what and where. I got a couple races in mind that I'm looking at, and we're going to have to make a decision here shortly as to which direction we go. So very fun. Diane, good evening to you from Chicago. Jan is saying hi to Therese. Robin says Atlanta's in the house. Jan, is that how you pronounce it? From Oklahoma City. Good evening to you. Dan James checking in from Winnipeg. We've officially gone international. Whew. I was wondering if we were going to get there tonight, if we were going to make this an international show or not. So, but we got it done. Dan, thanks for checking in. So, oh man. Yeah, so Facebook has changed up. So I used to be able to just scroll. Now I have to do something weird. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, Lee is here. Good evening to you. Jan checking in from the Chicago area. Virginia, Cheryl's checking in. Julie from Orange County, California. Good evening to you. Wendy's checking in from Missouri. Wendy and Travis, we'll see you in November, right? That's the game plan. Very cool. Looking forward to that. Lene is out of Fort Worth. Good evening to you. Colette from Long Island. That's where Karen's from. So hopefully you guys are close. I will be in that neck of the woods September 5th, 6th, and 7th. Not exactly sure the full details, but I will be up in the New York City area 4th, 5th, and 6th. So I will certainly put all kinds of information on Twitter when time for that. Heather, gotcha. Gotcha. Sorry. Heather says, "Hey, you missed me. I stayed up late for this." I'm sorry. I try and scroll, but it's not easy sometimes. Robbie Chicago, is that what it is? Robbie out of Chicago. Very nice over on Instagram. Good evening to you. Sharon says, "Been so long." I know, from Seattle. I got a great update for you. We're going to get to the update before we do the show. As you know, I'm always trying to figure this thing out. Every day is different for me. Every day is new. But we'll make a quick little announcement before we go into the actual podcast tonight. So I want to get you that information shortly. Kind of like a teaser. I want to get to the bottom of this list for a second. Pamela from Iowa, Judy from Michigan, Lansdale, Pennsylvania, Elaine is here. Shannon checking in from Denver, another one of the amazing rock stars who's out there in Denver getting it done. Great to see you. Hope all is well. Let's see. Lori says, "What's up? Just did my plank challenge for the day. Made it almost 2 minutes. Very nice. So tomorrow is the 2-minute goal. You got this." Shannon says, quick check in, then after dinner. That's fine. You can check in quickly. The show will go live tonight, or get recorded tonight, and then go into the app this later this evening, and it'll be available for you when you wake up in the morning. So very, 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 very fun. Roxanne checking in from Newfoundland, so we're still international. Very nice. Emma out of Houston. Let's see. Chris is here. Good evening to you. Cape Coral, Florida. Leanne is here. Donna checking in from Floral Park, New York. Good evening to you. Marsha is now over. Marsha keeps switching. Marsha was on Instagram. Now she's over on Facebook. I bet pretty soon she'll be over here on YouTube, right? What do you guys think? YouTube. Let me adjust YouTube. YouTube was pointing into the sky here. There's YouTube. All right. So let's see. Jennifer from Long Island. Long Island is very well represented tonight. Very, very nice. Karen. I know, Karen, it's weird how it makes it difficult to scroll Facebook. I don't know what's going on. Lori is dying because of the plank. I get it. Kelly says population density. Sarasota checking in. Yeah, you know, we will try and figure out in a minute. I'll try and figure out not a minute, but it's a 2019 tour. I'm doing all kinds of data, looking at seeing where I should go. As you know, I do all this based on my current travel and whatever I can fit in as I do that. So that's number one. And then two, I try and find something fun to do. So Jan checking in. Woo! Officially an LLC. Dude's got rocking it with his own speaking business. So killing it. Way to go, man. Barbara in Atlanta. Seattle. Carrie, I got you already. Chris was out hiking. Good evening to you. Baton Rouge. Jennifer's here. Shannon says it's been so long. I agree. Sandwich, Illinois. Linda's here. Angela's here. Diane out of Florida. Colette says can't wait for Philly. I can't wait for Philly too. I'm kind of excited. It'll be fun. Oh, gotcha. Carrie saying that I should come to Seattle. You know, I can almost guarantee that Seattle is on the list. I don't want to go 100%, but I've got to get to Seattle. There's so many PNW guys and gals out there from the Pacific Northwest that's like come out here. That is on the short list, I promise you. The other couple things that I'm working real hard is Atlanta, Tampa. What was the other one I was thinking the other day? I was thinking somewhere in Arizona, I think, is the kind of the plan. So there's a couple different options, but Seattle is just, it's one of those things I've never been, so it'll be kind of fun to go. And then Atlanta, Tampa, what else did I say? I think that was it. A lot of you beg for Chicago, and I'm thinking Chicago's 3 hours north. Drive down in September, do the run here. On September 8th, we'll do the Indy Ultimate. If you live in Chicago and you're not driving to Indy on September 8th, shame on you. We can do this. I see Boston popping in. Boston I've done a couple times. You know, it's Boston's a great city. I used to live up in that neck of the woods, so chances are if I get to Boston, it's probably going to be actually further north into New Hampshire, up in the Manchester area. That may be the alternative for the Northeast. So we're just going to play it by ear. We'll get it figured out. Central Illinois, yeah, that's a good idea too. Lee's using the wrong volume button. Rhode Island, Lee is here. Woo! Billy's here. Los Angeles is here. Jessica, good evening to you. All right, are you guys ready? Let's get so I missed a whole bunch of you, I'm sure. So very fun. So Meridianville, Alabama is Francie. Very nice. Alabama, Melanie's here. Jamie says hello. All right, I'm gonna skip all the way to the bottom because way more. I would never get to. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I would never have gotten to the bottom of your comments. So if I missed you, I apologize. Continue to chime in, and maybe it'll catch my eye as we go here. So big announcement. I spent today cleaning this place up. This office has been a mess. First and foremost, I'm not organized. Let's just be brutally honest. Organization and I'm this creative brain that likes to do creative things, and so nothing in my world has a place. Whatever the place it is the last place I set it. So my wife can certainly attest to that. So this office was kind of growing out of control, and so we spent the day. I put a picture on Connect, put a picture on Instagram. Spent the day cleaning this up today. I took today off from work. I needed to get caught up here. That was the priority. And so I haven't made it official yet. No one knows except for a couple of people who follow on the internet. But my plan is to walk into work tomorrow, sit down with my leadership, and announce that it's time for me to retire. That's my plan. We'll see how that conversation goes. I have 1 year before I'm eligible for full retirement, but I want to make sure that this last year, that I want to use that time wisely, and it is time at that point to let someone else take over the reins, and then for me to explore other ventures. So it gives us a year together, and so my plan over the next 12 months is to really put a lot more time and effort into this endeavor. I think what we do here is incredibly important. I would not have been able to retire from the military without your support, and I understand more than anything. I've said this on multiple episodes that I believe one of the most amazing parts to this journey is keeping yourself focused. And so what happens is that the tools that are currently out there that provide focus, they give you a 30-minute focus, right? And then you have to stay focused the rest of the week. And so I believe, game changer for me was the Connect community, because I was able to plug in every single day, but I had to manually get in there and do it. So again, one of the things I know very, very firmly to be true is that we need to connect daily. We can't have this once a week meeting. It's not going to work for many of us. We need constant, focus, constant connections, and that's what I want to provide. So I'm going to work on the next 12 months trying to figure out a way to deliver that so that when I retire, that is the focus and that you can always count on being connected and being dialed in. So 52 weeks and counting, 367 days exactly, because it'll be August 1st. And so I'll let my leadership know in the morning. I think maybe one or two of them watching now. So surprise, that's the plan. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Don't make any rash decisions, but that's the news I plan on delivering tomorrow, and we will have that conversation. And as long as they agree, then that is the game plan. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted. Let's see what else. The other thing, this episode when it airs, we'll have a commercial in the middle of it. It's the last contracted commercial that I have. I have opted to there was 3 or 4 other commercials that I opted to not air for various different reasons, but predominantly the reason is that it goes back to what I firmly believe is that we need to stay dialed in, we need to stay focused. I believe a commercial in the middle of the podcast detracts from that mindset. When I first had the opportunity to bring on commercials and advertisers, an amazing group of people who brought me some awesome products that we're able to share with you guys that I enjoy, and I believed it was beneficial. It provided some financial backing to help me cross off a couple goals. But now what I figured out is that was more of a detraction than it was an enhancement. So this episode will be the last episode for a very long time with any sort of commercial advertisement in the middle of it. So bear with me on that one. the commercials for RX Bar, you know I'm a huge fan of the RX Bar, so you'll hear that as when the recording goes live. But thank you for always supporting the advertisers that we did bring on the show. They're, again, they provided a tremendous value to me, and then hopefully in turn back to you. But I do want to keep it so that distraction, once you're tuned into the podcast, I want you to stay dialed in, focused. So I had to opt to move away from that model, which means that revenue stream dried up. But I wanted to move away from that because I think that was kind of how we started this, and I want to get back to the root of providing daily motivation, daily focus, uninterrupted to you. So that's the goal. That's the game plan. Big plans in the works. Thank you for being here. Let's get this thing done. Episode 207. Are you ready? Are you ready? Episode 207? Yeah. So then Jamie says, we need to get you to Boston. Yeah, I know. So you will hear, a couple things I am working on is I am looking for someone to pay for the tour, right? So, every time I travel to a different state, it costs me or us or whatever it is, I end up paying for the plane ticket if I have to go on my own. So I am looking for advertisements for that. I just don't want to advertise in the middle of the podcast, if that makes sense. So anyway, moving forward, let's get this done. Let's get 207. Let's get 207 in the books. Yeah, Boston, I'm not so sure where we're at with Boston. I'll be brutally honest. Boston's going to be one of those things that it won't be, I'll probably fly into Boston, but it'll probably be a little further north into probably Portsmouth, New Hampshire, Manchester, New Hampshire, back where I'm from. So that's kind of the deal. Instagram's asking, what's the Philly plan? Still working on that. It's still happening. Everything's on track. I just have got to figure out what and where. I was looking for a 5K. I have a couple options, nothing super close. So I'm going into a plan B, and one of the people helping me with that is actually on vacation at the moment. So when they come back, we will dive into this deeper. So we're good. If you've registered on fatdag.com, you will get the email once I give you all the details. So you will get an email from me with the details, and I'm sure we'll do an episode live shortly before that. So cool. Let's do episode 207. Let's do this. Mic check. Test. Testing 1, 2. All right, looks good. Come on. Perfect. All right, we're recording there. That's good. So Pam says 207. I saw all the water bottles. Are you ready? 207. Here we come. Cheers. 207. Man, I love water. Heather said she started her water early so she could keep up. Yeah, I get it. All right, here we go. Episode 207. Thank you all for being here. We're going to be 4 emails in the show. You'll, let's see. Come on. Yeah, 4 emails in the show. You're going to like them. I think you will. Karen saying, Lee, you need to repeat the equation. I agree. All right. Anyone brand new, raise your hand. Brand new, first time here. If it's your first time here, we ring a bell. Let's see if there's someone brand spanking new before we dive into this. Once I get started, once I get started, we just roll. All right, 207. Let's do this. Here we go. I know, we're getting there. I have to clean these. Lee says, first time today. Very fun. All right, here we go. I am your host, Fat Dag. You're listening to Wise Advice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Wise Advice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello. Welcome to episode 207 of Wise Advice. And man, it's been a while since we got a show out, and I want to give you a quick update as to what's going on. I got back from an amazing trip out in Denver. Man, it was just absolutely fun. We did the all-out Dog Days 5K. The weather was absolutely gorgeous. There was about, I don't know, maybe 15 or so of us out there, just out there getting it done, taking care of ourselves, waking up in the morning saying, I can do this. We ended it with a great lunch over at, it seems to be the popular spot. We're heading over to Panera after a race. We're coming up real quick. In the middle of August, we'll be in Philadelphia for the next international tour stop. Then on to Indianapolis, over to Washington, D.C., and then we'll end the year in San Francisco. Planning 2019 as well. A couple quick little, I think I just made a promise during the live show. I think I promised Seattle. I think that's coming up, 2019. We're looking at Atlanta, looking at Tampa. So you will see. As we build the tour out there, I will certainly keep you posted, but there's all kinds of places to be, and we're just going to make it work, right? That's what it's all about. Quick little other update on everything else that's going on. Podcast continues to go well. The Wise Wingman Facebook group continues to go well. If this is your first time listening, go to the App Store, get the Wise Advice app. That is the best way to listen to the show. Certainly you can find it in Spotify. You can find it in iHeart, wherever you find a podcast. But the number one thing I ask you to do is just continue to check in every single day. Put it on Fat Dag Roulette, we call it, where you just, every single morning you wake up, you're focused, you want to get this done. Find an episode that speaks to you and just dig in, dive in, listen, take care of you, celebrate all the amazing things you do on this journey. You're going to hear, towards the end of this episode, you're going to hear an amazing celebration that I tell you, when it came into my inbox, it gave me chills in a sense when I first read it. And you're going to hear that. I sent a tweet out earlier about it. So you're going to hear that and more. Last but not least, if you want to know when we're going to go live, follow Wise Advice on Twitter. That is the best way to find out when we're going to do the show. As soon as I know I'm going to get a show done, I send that out through Twitter. Twitter sends a note to you 15 minutes before the show. Twitter also reminds you we're going live. So if you're following Wise Advice, turn the notifications on. You won't miss a single live episode. You can also follow me at FatDag on Twitter as well. That one's a little more interactive. I don't recommend notifications on that one. It may drive you crazy. First up is Jennifer. Jennifer writes in with a subject called Lifetime. Hi, Mike. Well, it happened. I made Lifetime. I'm actually 3 pounds below. I'm now down 89 pounds since my last new starting date, and 115 pounds from my highest weight, and I feel amazing. I feel healthy and strong. I wanted to share this celebration with you and your listeners. My head has been at goal long before 6 weeks ago when I hit goal at my meeting. I can say with 100% assurance that this did not happen alone. I had the support of my family, my fellow meeting goers, a Facebook group, and then I added you and the Wise Wingman group as well. Thank you, all of you. Your podcast, they've been a game changer. Hearing others whom share the same struggles helped me see that I am not alone. My leader has been fantastic from the get-go. She, like I, had a shared history of multiple, and by multiple, I may mean at least 20 times, of joining Weight Watchers, losing weight, and quitting. She was my, well, if she can do it, I can do it. And I did it. I like to write, and I can share my story in a blog, but I can be quite shy in a group. Yet today, I did get up in front of the class and I answered Francie's, my leader's questions. Confidence is a byproduct of my weight loss. She asked how I made the program work for me. I spoke about my support system and how key that was for me. I talked about how I track everything, even my black coffee, as it is the habit that keeps me recognizing what my food triggers may be that keep me to overeat. I track my 0-point foods as honestly as I do my indulgences of cake. I track them and I plan accordingly. We spoke about think, feel, do. That's a big one for me. I use mantras to help me think, feel, and do. A favorite of mine is plan to succeed or plan to fail. It's so very true. Planning meals and exercise and how to navigate celebrations and holidays has been key. What has been my biggest struggle my whole life has been emotional eating. And like I said at my meeting, I was an emotional eater and I am an emotional girl. My mantra for that became, if hunger is not the problem, then food is not the answer. I have learned to distract myself in those times with walking, and the clarity I get back is just as powerful as my newfound strong legs. This journey of 89 pounds has taken me 19 months, almost an average of 1.2 pounds a week, pretty close to what the Weight Watchers program advertises. I've been tested many times in those 19 months, and as I have written to you and before and said, I've had a lot of losses in my life. In the past, I ate through all of my grief. Well, that has changed. 5 weeks before reaching my goal, I lost one of my biggest cheerleaders, my sister, Pammy. She had waited 7 years on a liver transplant list to get the news that she was matched up, and sadly and unexpectedly, she never survived the surgery. She wanted to live as she fought to live, and when that happened 5 weeks before I hit goal, I was once again faced with my emotional eating. But this time I asked myself the question, what is your why? Well, my why is to be the healthiest and most active Mimi I can be to my 2 grandchildren. Though my grief then and is still now, I choose to walk, to live my life fully, play with those grandchildren for as long as my life allows, and I plan on being around for a long time. My why evolves. I am that healthy, active Mimi, and my why is now to feel as good as I do right now for as long as I can. My new lifestyle will help me through any illness that aging may bring along. Pammy is a reminder as well how hard she fought for her health, makes me want to honor my own health in her name. I did this. So anyone out there listening, find support, surround yourself with that support, listen to the podcast, read blogs, write blogs, do whatever it takes to keep your focus. Because nothing will ever feel as good as meeting your goal. We all deserve that. Mike, thank you for serving your country, and thank you for serving our community as well. I look forward to being able to give back as much as I have received. Oh, and yeah, I have a new goal, a 5K in Washington, D.C. in October. If you cannot make it to Boston, this girl has found a fellow Weight Watcher locally who wants to make the trip to D.C. for your tour. The 5K training commences this weekend. Thank you, Jennifer. It's Jenna M.A. on Connect. Jennifer, let's open with a huge pouring of love and support out to you and your family for the devastating loss of your sister, Pammy. I can't even imagine what that must go through. You know, with the excitement of coming up on the liver transplant list has to be incredibly overwhelming, and then for have her taken in such a tragic and unexpected way. my heart breaks for you. And so I reach out to you with love and support and say, I'm sorry, but I'm so incredibly proud of you for using that and getting through that and doing your best through that scenario and then continuing on to reach your goal and reach lifetime. What a way to honor her and to honor the help that you know that you are capable of delivering to yourself. So congratulations on reaching a lifetime. 89 pounds, 115 pounds total. You did that by not quitting. What I love in your email and so many other emails that come in into my inbox that say something very similar, and it says, I feel amazing, I feel healthy, I feel strong. Those are the things that we're after. You know, when this thing is all said and done, when you reach your goal, when you become the best version of you that you now can be, very few people write in with anything other than, I feel amazing. That is what we're after. We want this internal feeling of, I am amazing, I feel amazing, I have confidence that I never knew I had, I can do anything. You've proven that long before by getting to goal, just, well before mentally, before the scale finally caught up. And so, I can agree with you. You said with 100% assurance this did not happen alone. However, I agree, I do agree actually that this did not happen alone. But the piece that I want to throw out there is there were times in this journey where you were alone. And what I mean by that is you were never alone because the community was always there. But you were faced in a scenario where no one was looking, no one was there. You had to then make a decision on what it is you want to do. You had to make the hard choice in times that no one was there to provide the correct answer for you. That is how you did this. So while you were never alone in the journey, the days that you had to make the decision by yourself, you did it. You used your why, you used the focus, you used the community support, and you figured out that this was more important than anything else in your journey. No, none of us are alone in this journey. It's why I love the amazing emails I continue to get in my inbox. And so many of them, they just say the same thing, is that we're not alone. We're all in this together. And my favorite piece is when somebody writes in or someone posts either in the Wise Wingman group or on Connect, and they say, their version of the story, and it doesn't take long for other people to come along and say, yeah, that's me too. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly what happened to me. And we quickly realize that this journey does not take on such a unique role that no one, you say the mantra that I believe to be true. It's why I believe in you. It's why I open every show by saying, I believe in you, because just like you said, if she can do it, then you can do it. And you did. There aren't any of us on this planet that are so amazingly unique that we're the only ones that found a way to do this. This is possible by so many people, and it really comes down to just setting habits. The habits you do every single day, are they working for you or are they working against you? Find the habits, find things that you're doing every single day, things that you're kind of put on autopilot, and assess them. Are they working towards me or are they working against me? And what you want to do is change the habits that are working against you, develop them into habits that work for you, and you too can get to lifetime. It takes a little bit of focus. It takes you wanting this more than anything else, doing whatever you can do to get it done. Jennifer, incredibly, incredibly proud of you. The Facebook community is lighting up as we speak. Everyone's just offering love and encouragement and support to the amazing journey that you've on. And clearly you understand now what's at stake. You're out there. You're doing it. You're getting it done. And I cannot wait to meet you in Washington, D.C., throw my arms around you, give a big old hug, congratulating you, and let's go get a 5K done. Jennifer, keep up the amazing work. I'm incredibly proud of you. Way to go. Next up, Cheryl writes in. She says, well, hey, Mike, good morning. I need help with not feeling discouraged. I'm down 36 pounds so far, but for the life of me, I'm stuck at 235. When I hit that number, I find myself starting to go back up around 240 pounds. The problem is I'm horrible at self-assessment. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if I'm self-sabotaging. So can you send some encouragement my way while I figure this out? By the way, you help me while I'm on my walk every day. You help me push through. You've encouraged so many people out there, and I hope you continue for a very long time, Cheryl. Cheryl, here we go. You're down 36 pounds. You did not do that by accident. You certainly did that by waking up in the morning saying, hey, I want to do this. And you spent the entire day staying focused on, I want to do this. And so you went to bed saying, I want to do this. You woke up the next morning saying, I want to do this. That is how you lose 36 pounds. You didn't simply wake up and say, oh my goodness, I'm down 36 pounds. I had no idea. You woke up focused. You stayed focused. Maybe you weren't perfect. That's perfectly awesome how you do that. You don't have to be perfect in the journey. You have to just wake up every single morning wanting to give it a try. The longer throughout the course of the day you can stay motivated, engaged, and energized proves to yourself that you can do this. You did all of that, or else you wouldn't have been down 36 pounds. So here you are. You're at a point where 36 pounds starts to feel really good. You know, at 36 pounds, your pants are fitting better, your clothes fit better, you probably feel a lot better. And so it's at that point, the focus is slightly different than it was on day one. What I want you to do is I want you to say, I can do this. I want you to take the negative talk of the problem is I'm horrible at self-assessment. You're not horrible at anything. There are things that you're really good at, and there are things that you have not yet learned to master. But to say you're horrible at it, set yourself up for this mindset of allowing yourself to be horrible at it. But if you say, I'm actually really good at it, I'm just still in training, it's completely different. And so what I want you to do is I want you to shift all of your energy, shift all of your focus to the amazing things that you've done in your life and prove how awesome you are to be down 36 pounds. I want you to look for other things in your life that maybe at some point you didn't know how to do, that you figured it out. And I want you to sit down and I want you to write down, why are you doing this? That why is what put you down 36 pounds. I want you to continue on from that point forward. If you write it down, it does something different than if you grab the pen. It just invokes a creative process that doesn't exist by typing it out. Spend some time right now at 36 pounds down and say, I can do this. I'm really good at this. I'm really good at that. I succeeded at doing this. Write things down and check them off as you've done them. Prove to yourself how awesome you are. You absolutely will get to goal. If you aren't already, join us in the Wise Wingman Facebook group. Go to WhysWingman.com. It's an amazing group of about 5,000 folks now that really are just here providing nothing but excitement and encouragement. I read the posts in there, and it's just one amazing post after another. Cheryl, you can do this. You've lost 36 pounds. You didn't do that by accident. You did that. Go for 37. Let's see what that looks like. When you get to 37, let's see what 38 looks like. That's all you got to do. Cheryl, get into the Facebook group. Join us over there. Let's get it done. Next up, Maggie writes in out of Indianapolis, and subject says, I did it. Dear Fat Dad, hey, this letter has been a long time coming. I was going to write over a year ago when I first started listening to your podcast, but then I would hear someone with a story very similar to mine, and I would think, well, this has already been told. No one wants to hear it again. But I have decided that, yes, maybe someone has a story much like mine, but this is my story, and I deserve to tell it too. I've tried to keep it short, but as you can see, I didn't manage that. I've been the chubby, chunky, fat person my whole life. I am the baby of the family. I got teased a lot at home. I can remember in elementary school being mortified when they weighed and measured kids in front of the whole class. That's when the teasing started at school. I began yo-yo dieting in middle school. I got married straight out of high school. I had 4 kids, and then my husband ran off with his secretary. On his way out the door, he made sure to trash my self-esteem and remind me that I was not good enough. I was left with an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, and an 18-month-old twins and a high school education. I had to put myself through college so that I could get a job to support us. I am blessed that I have a very supportive family who help with the money, the babysitting, and just being there for me. I worked a full-time job, then came home to life with 4 kids, ball games, extracurricular activities, and convenience foods. My weight started to climb. I have tried all the fad diets at different points in my life, starting in the 70s with liquid protein mixed with Tab, then weight loss pills, you name it. I would lose the weight, then I would gain it all back, and then some. I had a bad second marriage to a closet alcoholic. I didn't know. It lasted 3 months until he tried to hit me. No, not okay. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200. We were divorced shortly after that. My weight ballooned to 226 pounds. I knew I had to do something. So I quit my job. I moved from where I had lived for 43 years, and I started fresh. Things have not always been rosy since. I've had more bad dates than I care to count. I've dated men who made me feel less than, and then jobs with really bad bosses, and lots of stress. Food was my soother. Snacks kept me going during the day. I married again 4 years ago. There are good days and not so good days. But I finally found a job with amazing bosses and coworkers. Life was looking up, but I was still over 200 pounds. Then I went in for a screening heart scan. I was told at stage 2 heart disease, that once you are there, you can never go back. But I was also told that if I made some changes, I could stop the progression. Heart disease runs through my family, but mostly on the male side. I'm one of the few female members who now has it. The next day, I joined Weight Watchers online. I lost 41 pounds. I didn't have a lot of emotional support at home, so I joined meetings in January, hoping for some added support. I found that and so much more there. On July 24th, 2018, I made Lifetime. I've lost a total of 54 pounds. I am so proud of myself for all that I've made it through. While the thought of maintenance scares me, I know that I have the strength and perseverance to be successful. I also know that I have the knowledge and the tools to help me get back on track should I fall off. Thank you, Mike, for all that you do, for your podcast that have inspired me, for being a Weight Watchers leader who helped me get to goal, for your service to our country, and for just being you. Maggie, which is Maggie H60 on Connect. Maggie, you are incredible. Absolutely incredible. No doubt in my mind. It's such an honor to have you in the Tuesday night meeting. You're an incredible inspiration, and congratulations on getting to Lifetime. It's been fun watching your journey, and I'll be honest with you, I had no idea the journey that you've gone through, and I am even more proud of you now than I ever was before. And so what I've learned through you sharing the story, and this is why we all have to tell these stories, is the incredible strength that you have shown in your entire life is what got you to goal. You have the ability, you have the strength to do whatever you set your mind to. Pamela says on Facebook that you're a rock star. I completely agree. Putting yourself through college, packing up and moving so that you can completely change your life. Those are hard things to do, and you did them. So it doesn't surprise me one bit that you made it to goal, that you made it to Lifetime, because what you did is you took all of that energy and you refocused it back into you. For so much of your life, you've been the giver. You've taken care of an amazing family. You've taken care of your kids for so well and for so long that it was now finally time for you to take care of you. You did that. You've proven to yourself that you can do anything. Kat chimes in, says you're a warrior. I completely agree. So here you are, 54 pounds, and now we're coming up on maintenance. I can promise you that you got this. Maintenance is nothing different than just continuing to do everything that you did to get here. Now, just a quick explanation is just as you go through this process, we'll certainly talk week to week as you come in, and I want to just provide that to you. But what I want you to do is I want you to figure out where in your journey you are, what you need to add back into your plan, what routines you need to get through to simply maintain your weight. That's what the maintenance phase is for you really just to find that balance, is to take all of that focus that you put into you And then now share some of that in the other areas of your life. And you just bounce back and forth between what's important today, what's important tomorrow, never ever forgetting that you are always, always the most important. Now, there will be days where things will have a higher priority, but nothing will ever be more important than you. Continue to take care of you. Continue to do the amazing things that you're very much capable of. Thank you so much for writing in. Your story is so awesome. There are people right now, I promise you, there are people right now wondering if they can do it. Your email confirmed to them that they can do it as well. And it may not just be with weight loss. It may just be finding the strength to do what they need to do in a period in their life where they have to put themselves first. You've done that. You continue to do that. You have now taken care of the best version of you that exists. Man, what an incredible story. What an inspiring story. What an amazing person you are. It's truly an honor to be in your presence week after week, watching you get it done. Thank you so much for being a part of that group. Man, very, very, very fun. This next email, folks, I think this is probably one of my favorites. It's from Kathy out of Clinton, Mississippi. Kathy writes in and says, hey, dear Fat Dag, I'm down 3 pounds from my start weight as of today, and I'm celebrating so hard. Some people might say, you're this excited about 3 pounds? Yes, I am. Here's my journey so far, just so you and your listeners understand why 3 pounds is so amazing and why the time this journey takes really doesn't matter. I started this plan February 2017 and did nothing but go up or maintain because I had no accountability. I started going to meetings in October of 2017 at 220.4 pounds. In June, I hit a new heavyweight, 232 pounds. I've recently reset my start weight to 231.6 because I needed the reset. I was 11 pounds above my start weight, and I had been doing Weight Watchers for 8 months. In hindsight, I was paying for Weight Watchers, but not truly invested. However, I will add that in the beginning of October, I had focus and determination. I got 2 pounds down, then I went up and down and up and down. I plateaued for 2 months. I got frustrated. I quit tracking in an honest manner. I sabotaged myself. Then I started believing that I was being honest, even though I really wasn't, and I wasn't seeing the result, yet somehow I never quit. I still struggled because I had no support from family. My mom tells me that Weight Watchers got hard for her, so she quit. That's my mom's attempt at a pep talk. I didn't believe in myself. I started listening to your podcast and really thought about my why. It is that I don't want to be my parents. They're both overweight with type 2 diabetes, and they're pretending to be happy while being miserable. That life scares me because I'm 23 with high cholesterol. I don't want that life. Your podcast, Connect, has given me a community and support that I don't have anywhere else. My why, combined with imagining what goal will feel like, literally meditating on that feeling, got me refocused. I have lost between 1 and 2 pounds a week for the last 3 weeks. Today, I have reached, for the first time since October, 3 pounds down from my start weight. Yes, I reset my start weight, and I have a bit to go before I'm back to my October start weight, but man, I am one happy camper. I have to say, to this day, I've never received my 5-pound charm. It will happen this time. It's taken 9 months to find my focus again, but I have learned how strong I am through all that time. I wasn't sure I was going to share this because it's not a big overall loss, number-wise, but it's the proudest I have felt on this journey since starting in October. I'm not sure that anyone understands the significance of this as much as I do, but I hope that there are others listening who find strength in knowing that it really doesn't matter how long this journey takes. I still have 68 to goal and 78 to my personal goal, but I believe that I can do this for the first time in a long time. Thank you, Fat Dag, and for all that follow me on Connect. You have given me the support that I need. Kathy out of Clinton, Maryland, Clinton, Mississippi. Sorry, it's KARLOVCM1 on Connect. Kathy, wow, what an amazing story you have here, and I am incredibly proud of you for being proud of you. So, so many times we just make the assumption that in order to be successful on this program, you have to throw up these monster big numbers. And really what has to happen is you have to accept the point of where you are in this journey. You have to take ownership and you have to get it done. The fact that you are celebrating a 3-pound weight loss tells me you are dialed in, you're focused, you are going to get this done. I believe in you. Everything in your email proves to me you can do this. There's nothing in here that makes me go, well, I wonder if. Every single thing you wrote, from the very opening of how proud you are, all the way to you literally meditating, getting it done, staying focused, wanting that 5-pound charm, knowing what the end result is, knowing what your why is, knowing the life you don't want, and knowing that you can have whatever you want. I'm incredibly proud of you, and super duper proud in the sense that you recognize what it takes to get this done is you have to be proud of yourself first. That first 3 pounds that you lost, that is when your mind finally said, I can do this. You're now starting to believe you did this deliberately. It did not happen by accident. You kind of opened your tracker. You made deliberate efforts, and the scale rewarded that effort. You did that. Continue to stay focused, continue to stay dialed in, continue everything that you're doing to lose 3 pounds, do it again and again and again. And if you never quit, you will find amazing success like every single one of us have and will have on this journey. Dig deep into that why. I love what you've said here, and I want you to, if you haven't already, I want you to take one more step in your journey. I want you to actually put this into pen and paper. I want you to take what you've typed. I want you to dive deeper in with a pen and paper and share everything that you have with yourself. Be proud of what you're doing. Be so excited about it that as you continue to write, you'll uncover new whys. Let it evolve. Let it continue to carry you all the way to goal. And so I'm so glad that you reached out to share this story. I think, as I read and share so many other stories on this podcast, it's awesome to hear the internal pride in your email. That's what's doing this. That's what all of us find and do. Every single person that has success in the program, they had success because they understood what they were doing, they were capable of doing, they were deliberately doing, and damn it, they were proud of themselves for doing it. Congratulations. Man, it's incredible. I know the significance of this 3 pounds. I think every single person listening knows the significance of these 3 pounds, and you taking the time to share it is just an incredible gift that you've given to this community. So thank you for that. Thank you for all that you've done. You have your whole life ahead of you. At 23 years old, you have such an opportunity to give that gift that you've given here to the rest of the world. You have a story that you certainly can share that needs to continue to evolve, that needs to continue to be told. You're in the driver's seat. You can go get it done. And when you do, right back in. Let's absolutely celebrate one more time in your honor that you've done everything that you set your mind to. What is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to fatdag.com. Click on the WhysAdvice podcast link to send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. I want you to email in those celebrations because I want you to be absolutely proud of what you're doing. You heard it so many times in this show. People are just absolutely, in some ways amazed at what they've done, but it doesn't surprise me. Because I see so many people writing in. I really want you to share even more. I see so many stories of people, they almost all have that same theme of I didn't believe it, you told me I could do it, I started to believe it, and I did it. It just continues to repeat that cycle. And as you share your story, as other people watch your success, as they look at you and say, wow, if she did it, if he did it, I can do it. That's what makes this whole thing work. Continue to write in. Go to on air, or send an email to onair@fatdag.com. shoot me your email, your celebrations, and I really just want you to just share every little bit of your journey. Well, that's certainly going to do it for this time. Remember, losing weight, getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. Whew. Here we go. Becky, thank you. Let's get this out of the way. Episode 207 in the books. Now, normally what I do is I just throw this on the floor. I can't do that anymore. The office is way too clean. If I throw it on the floor, I'll get in trouble. So I will have to find a way to throw it away later. But thank you for being here. Dan, good night. 5:30 comes early. Sharon, good evening to you. Thank you. Yeah, Donna and Ann both say 207 is in the books. Maggie says, thank you for sharing my story. Maggie, I can't wait to see you tomorrow night. You are awesome. Hopefully you're going to be there tomorrow night, right? Yeah, what a cool story you wrote in. I didn't obviously have any idea. In our meeting room, we don't get into the show that much or into the details that much. So can't wait to see you tomorrow night. It's going to be very, very, very fun. Let's see, what else did I miss? Jody says, love the hair color. Yeah, I have a box upstairs. At some point, I need to put some brown back in here. It's way too white. Way too white for me. So it'll be gone. Maybe the next time we do the next show, it'll be brown, and you'll be like, what the heck? Anyway, we'll see. That's what Jody says. Heather, thank you. Karen, you're welcome. Thank you. Pam says 55 pounds this week. Woo, over on YouTube. Awesome. Feels awesome, doesn't it? I know it does. Very fun. Cool. Maggie will be there tomorrow night. Awesome. Kat says, so thanks. So glad to listen live. It's funny. I always wonder from your perspective if it's more fun live or if it's more fun on the podcast. And we had at some point, about 100 or so people watching, probably 120 combined, which I think is kind of cool. By the time it hits tomorrow, usually the next day or two, it goes to, a handful of thousands. So it's just always interesting to know what that dynamic is. If it's more fun to watch live or listen or both. So, yeah. Amy says, good luck tomorrow with your meeting in 52 weeks. Yeah, they can't really say no, can they? I don't know. We'll see. Heather says it's definitely more fun live. Pamela agrees, more fun live. So yeah, Karen, more fun live. So obviously I think those of you who are here, you like the live version, right? Otherwise you wouldn't be here, right? You would just kind of tune in. So Kathy says it's nice to put a face to a name. I agree. Lee says for me anyhow, the chat between the show is just as much fun. So cool. Yeah, I agree with that. Glenda says loves it live. Live is great. So Brenda, Cassandra finally hit 10% last Saturday. Awesome. You know the deal, right? If you've hit 10%, you can hit any goal you want to. So I agree. 100%. I fully believe that. Real quick, Instagram, you're going to timeout in a minute 30. I will not reboot Instagram tonight. So we may hang out for another 5 or so minutes over on Facebook. So join us there or join us on YouTube. But Instagram, you're going to time out in a minute 20. So all of you on Instagram, thank you for being here. Thanks for continuing to support the journey. Thanks for just making goal and changing your life and writing in and sharing. And my encouragement to you is I want to wake up tomorrow morning to hundreds of emails in my inbox. So take a moment tonight or tomorrow, document where you're at, shoot it to me. Let's get it on the air. Let's do that. So Instagram, thank you. Good night. We'll see you soon. All right, so we'll just let Instagram time out over there. I really wish Instagram would give me more than an hour. I really do, but who knows? Maggie says I like the live, just have trouble staying awake. Right, you should be over on this side. It's going to take me another hour on top of now to get it out. So I don't even know what time it is. Barbara says the salt and pepper is super attractive. Leave it. It's white. It's like, yeah. Yeah, Terry says, love it, but when school starts, won't be listening live as much. Yeah, because we all have to get up and go to work in the morning. I agree. Diane says live. A lot of you guys say live, live, live. Pamela will listen again later. Yeah, Candy says live is cool, but you love the app so you can listen whenever you go. Teresa's live is the best. Instagram, we just lost Instagram. Jeannie says live or recorded. So Jeannie, you had live in Denver. We had a whole meeting in Denver. So Jeannie is absolutely amazing. Yeah, I can't even tell you how awesome you are. You know the deal. And now you're putting me on the spot. I don't remember, but she got this monster big award in Denver. I forget the name of it, but it was like the super awesomest person on the planet award is the award that she got while we were at the Obesity Action Coalition meeting. So long story short, there's an Obesity Action Coalition, a group of people who meet together every year, talk about issues that we all face and how to change the world and how to help us all. And she was recognized as the super awesomest person in the entire room. So that's the award title that I'm giving. I don't know what it was really called. I can find it. It was on Twitter, but because I had to fly out early, so I missed it. I didn't even, had I known you were getting it, I would have canceled my flight. I promise you I would have. But I know you didn't know either, but fun. And on that note, that next meeting next year is August 1st through the 4th out in Tampa. For those of you who want to join us, I'm going to incorporate that as part of the international tour next year. So I'll just get my travel in the same whatever it's called, same lane. Lee and Maggie going back and forth. Lee says, Maggie, the trick is staying awake. It's live on the West Coast. And then Maggie said, but then she wouldn't be able to be here as having me in the meeting room. So yeah, Maggie and I, we get to see each other every week, Lee. So Lee, you should move to Indianapolis and then you could be here every Tuesday night with us as well. Debbie's off to bed, up at 5 to walk the new dog. Woo! Love it. Candy, you're very, very welcome, for sure. Let's see, scrolling through. Yeah, scrolling through. Yeah, Pamela said, isn't she on? I mean, she's super awesome. Pam says, love meeting Jeannie in Denver. Yep. Completely agree. I mean, I love meeting all of you. Every single person I meet brings such a unique dynamic to this entire journey. It's my favoriteest thing ever. Cheryl was saying, are you coming to the Dallas area anytime soon? Nothing planned. So that Texas is going to be a 2019 stop. I just don't know if it's going to be Houston, San Antonio, or Dallas. And I used to live in San Antonio, so I know that Houston, San Antonio, and Dallas are not anywhere near each other. From Dallas to San Antonio is 4 or 5 hours-ish, and then from San Antonio over to Houston's a couple. So I get it. They're not anywhere near each other, but I have to pick one of those three because I can't do all three. But we'll see. Wendy counting us to kick my focus back in after vacation. Yes, you can do that. Very fun. So did you ever tell us what the name of the award was? Because I just think it was the super awesomest person in the world award. So we'll see. But you can find it on Twitter. I'm sure I retweeted it. If you go to Fat Dag on Twitter and you scroll down probably a week ago, it'll be in there. So Bev is saying come to Phoenix. Phoenix is on the short list as well. It's so many places. Phoenix, Seattle. Phoenix covers the southwest area, so that's kind of an option. Seattle covers the northwest. Need to do something in California. Then we got to get over to the East Coast. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. So, all right. On that note, Heather summed it up nicely. Thanks, Mike. Time for bed. Good night, all. I agree. Thanks for being here. Let's go ahead and close off YouTube. YouTube, thank you for being here. Great time hanging out with all of you. I really appreciate the interaction. Go ahead and shoot me an email. Let's get something in. Let's continue to share our stories. You heard people are awesomely sharing amazing things, and we just all need to hear it. my story at this point is old. Let's get new stories out there and continue to share. So YouTube, thank you. Good night. I wish you good focus. All right. Well,